Hi guys, welcome back. This is Geek and Hermit, and today I wanted to do a quick video on Rise of the Tomb Raider. Now, if you know, this is the second game in the new trilogy of Tomb Raider games they've done. The first one just been called Tomb Raider, very imaginatively. That was released back in 2013. That kind of felt more like an action game with kind of exploration elements in it, but it's more like a lot more linear than this one. Where this one, it's kind of gone back to its old school PlayStation 1 roots, where it's more about delving into tombs, working out puzzles, and following the plot through, and getting attacked at the odd time. But I do think this one is stronger for it, because I feel like Tomb Raider is always at its best when you're just left to your own devices. You get the odd bit of death and destruction and stuff, obviously, like falling into traps. But I feel like it's better when you're going in, no idea what you're doing, just go delve into a tomb, try and work it out, solve the puzzles, and then you feel kind of elated when you've actually worked it out and finished the tomb yourself. Now this one, the main story follows the footsteps of a supposedly immortal prophet, and it's kind of set back in the Crusades kind of era, and it's just, the idea is this prophet keeps getting attacked by a shadowy organisation called Trinity, who may or may not still be around in the current age. It's about pursuing them because this prophet had a divine source which her father was on the trail of, got obsessed with, and ended up getting murdered over. And you do get flashbacks explaining this in the cutscenes, kind of as to why Lara's so obsessed with actually discovering this and trying to clear her father's name. It kind of like starts a whole entire tomb raiding journey. It's not just survival, she's actually going out trying to work these things out herself. And I do love some of the CGI cutscenes on this game, and the story actually itself is really, really good. I've really got into it. Actually, well written, well voice acted, and I just think it's great. As I was saying though, I think this game, and Tomb Raiders in general, are much better when you just less try and work out puzzles in tombs. Now in this one, there are some tombs you have to go through in the main story, but there's a lot of side options and side quests that you can do. Because there's basically a lot. The biggest puzzle is half the time finding them, because you have big open areas and you'll have certain tombs, they call them challenge tombs, that are hidden around. They're only about 10-15 minutes long each, but you have to find them, basically try and work out how to do it, usually with a few puzzles inside, and then get to the end of it and you get like a reward, like a weapon or an unlock or an outfit or something. And I think they're my favourite part of the game. There's not really any combat in them, it's just purely you versus the environment, and I love that in the game. Now, the combat in this game itself is really sturdy, really solid. I enjoyed it. The only problem I do have is because I think I'm more of an exploration kind of person. Even though I love Call of Duty, I think this game kind of towards the end gets a bit too combat heavy. I won't go into that too much. Also, hunting does make a comeback from the original game, where basically you just hunt down elk and deer and whatnot, to then skin them to get gear, weapons and armour. And also getting guilt trips when you have to murder little bunny rabbits for gear too. Yeah, I kind of felt guilty doing that, but what can you do? I need the armour. But yeah, like I was saying, the combat is fun, functional. I do enjoy it. I don't mind it now and again, but in the early parts of the game, it's kind of peppered through it, and then you'll have big exploration areas, and then you'll have like maybe 10 minutes of combat, then another hour exploring. But the last hour to 2 hours of the game, it's just full on combat constantly. I can't explain why, but if you play the game, you'll know exactly why. That's the only negative I could say with this game, really. But yeah, other than that, I do want to play the third one, because I've not actually played that yet, and just see how because the game ends on a cliffhanger, so I'm curious to see how that ends up. Other than that, there's not really much else to say. There are 2 more DLCs available with the game. The first one being a survival mode, which is basically just you versus the environment. You just dumped into the wilderness in the Siberia, and you just see how many days you can survive, because you have to worry about food, cold, the enemies, wildlife. I think you can bleed to death as well. And they have like a weird microtransaction system with it as well, because you unlock cards and card packs as you're playing through the game, which you can then use to get buffs for the survival mode. It's alright, I played it on the PlayStation. I've not actually filmed it on here because I've not bought it for the PC yet. That's a good little mode. You can do it in co-op, and there's little tombs and things you can do in there. And there also is a story related content. It's kind of like a side story because it doesn't link into the main plot. It's called Baba Yaga, I think, if I'm pronouncing that right. I've not played that at all though, so if anyone's got any comments on it, please leave it below. I'll get it at some point. I'm just not going to pay is it 9 quid or is it 10 quid? I can't remember. I'm going to wait till it comes on sale, then I'll grab it, really. So yeah, it's an absolutely brilliant game. Loved it. Really, I'm not sure how people tend to play these games, but because I'm on the PC, I prefer just using a joypad. The Xbox controllers works brilliantly, no problem. But yeah, if you love exploring, shooting or anything, get this game because it'll be cheap now. And I think the third one's going cheap now because I don't think it sold very well, stupidly. So I'll do a video on that when I've got round to it as well. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed the video, guys, and I shall see you next time. Thanks a lot. Yeah, bye.
Keep moving. Come on, you can do this. Move. An old camp.